The repo market repurchase agreement between banks collapsed in 2019, which led to the so-called shadow banks actually going bankrupt. In November-December, this was followed by the global outbreak of the COVID-19 virus, with a worldwide lockdown in 2020 in March of last year. When COVID-19 was at its peak and a global lockdown was initiated, a crash occurred in the financial market, which affected all markets, temporally and globally. However, the vast majority of the population did not realize this, as states, in collaboration with the media, have focused on the virus and still do. But the scale is far worse than any crash in the history of financial policy. The national banks, including private institutions such as the Fed, are currently printing massive amounts of money to continue supporting the market. Recently, and not announced in the media, the dollar was pegged to gold, which has led to a correction in the price of precious metals, especially gold, in the last few days. It has been heard many times that cash is being abolished and introduced through a different type of payment system. This will follow. One could also speak of a reset of the market and finance economy by setting everything to zero. We are currently in a so-called transition phase which will last until 2022. Depending on whether we can quickly assimilate the states. During this time, preparations are being made to create a new world order. This is a global agenda driven by the elite with the government's one goal: systematic takeover and control. The WHO and UN are leading the way. Our federal counselors have already mentioned this between the lines. We have to adjust to a new normal. Well, what does that mean? It means nothing less than that. We will continue to be confronted with fear and horror via the media and the state for a more extended period, as the trigger for everything that is now being determined behind our backs is sold to us as COVID-19. With this tactic, changes can be made and implemented systematically, especially in the ailing financial sector. Money as an investment currency is no longer safe. All your efforts for the future could melt away. According to the Rockefeller Insider Playbook, Operation Lockdown, waves 3 and 4 will follow. In such a way that if a state does not accept the terms, the virus will continue to spread. We are already at the beginning of the second wave, which will have its climax in autumn, followed by the third and last wave next year. Source: Rockefeller Foundation, Operation Lockdown. If we look at the states, we already see a shift into a socialist Marxist system in which one wants to overthrow the police and overthrow the conservative right-center. Cities in America are entering a new wave of violence, theft, and robbery led by nonsensical movements. Black Lives Matter, BDS movement, etc. All of these create a distraction and are not, I repeat, are not the central problem. But anyone who now thinks that everything will be okay again, has miscalculated. I mention this again here: if you don't think about it, you will lose your money, your dreams are becoming obsolete or even more difficult to achieve for the common man than before. According to trend indicators, God's currency, such as gold and silver, will continue to increase in value in the coming years. Gold could go as high as $2,500 to $3,000 an ounce. Silver is very likely to double, if not manipulated, but paper money will depreciate in real terms. Why? Because the banks print billions every day and pump them into the market. The value will decrease, but what will increase in value are the so-called God's currencies: gold, silver, and asterisk people currency. These are not endlessly available. Everyone first Bitcoin. The value of Bitcoin increases because only a certain amount is available. The halving was carried out in May 2020. Many analysts now assume that Bitcoin will outperform the gold price in the next few months or beyond. 1 BTC equals 1 kilogram of gold, if not more. Fintech companies and cybersecurity will see strong growth as everything boils down to comprehensive global digitization. By the way, 99% of the population misuses the internet. Your data is not safe. If you want to know how you can make your privacy safe, educate yourself. For this reason, cybersecurity will be central for companies and private individuals in the coming years. Other niche markets, which I don't want to mention here, will follow. So here, too, there is enormous potential for growth and profit. The banks will try to announce their own digital currency as the new novelty, but again in the hands of the new banks, regulated. This could be done overnight. I say it also, money will have a different status, and it won't help you if you keep it in your account. Because this is dead money, it does not grow in value. The interest rate spiral shows another downward trend. It seems that the actions taken by governments are arbitrary and dictatorial. There are conscious livelihoods destroyed, and people kept in fear so that the last person will have to undergo vaccination. Why do all the governments push for tests and vaccinations even though they know that the side effects are unknown and that the virus is not the killer virus we were hoping for? As a citizen, you should pay attention here at the latest. Long-term effects can be severe for many of us. But when do you want to prosecute? The doctors, pharmaceutical industry, or even the government? The pharmaceutical industry has already negotiated with governments to not be charged if the vaccinations do not achieve the desired goal. So, in the end, you are left alone again. Do not rely on the government or even the pharmaceutical industry. It seems as if one wants to deliberately drive the economy to the wall and destroy small companies. According to the Nuremberg Code of 1947, it was decided that no field tests on humans are permitted and that the integrity of humans is inviolable. In this context, Archbishop Carlo Maria Vigano wrote an open letter to former President Donald J. Trump, also pointing out the government's agendas. Evil machinations are supposed to decimate the number of people on this planet and create a new world order. Source: https://catholic-family-news.com/blog/2020/10/30/open-letter-to-president-donald-trump/ This is deliberately controlled, so prepare yourself. The year 2021 could still hold some unpleasant surprises in store.